Hey everybody, I'm Nikki. You're watching Backyard Politics. The other day, I came across this tweet from Rose McGowan, and if you're not familiar with her, she's been calling out Alyssa Milano. She used to work with her. She's been calling her out for Alyssa Milano's bullshit as far as the Me Too movement goes and her ties to CAA, the talent agency that's also connected to Biden, who Alyssa Milano's husband works for. So anyway, Rose McGowan tweeted, breaking news, New York Times journalist sent these questions to Joe Biden's accuser, Tara Reid. The public needs to see how this person and NYT plan on twisting their minds. Now you can all see their tactics and how far they will go. So this is a picture of what they sent her. They're trying to make it sound like she's insane. They're trying to smear her. Some of the examples are, you and your brother have both described your mother as an activist. Can you tell us what sort of issues she's advocated for? We noticed in an old newspaper clipping that she was involved in at least one fight over healthcare rights. Then it goes on to say, regarding your application to Juilliard, were you ultimately accepted and could not attend because of tuition, or did you withdraw from the process before it was completed? Over the years, you've listed a number of reasons for leaving Washington: foreign policy differences over Russia, inability to get hired, going with Ted, your then boyfriend. Why did you leave for North Dakota? They're trying to poke holes in her story. Okay? Let's see. There's another one here. It says, you've said Ted was profiled as a person of interest by the FBI in two missing persons cases. Is that true? Can you tell us more? What precipitated your move to Seattle in late 1997 after her ex-husband had been granted unsupervised visits with her daughter? We understand that a police report was filed against him for child abuse, blah, blah, blah. They're trying to poke holes in her story because they want to discredit her. And again, this was the New York Times. New York Times fake journalist, okay? The reason this is relevant, besides the fact that it has to do with Joe Biden, who the DNC is propping up as the next, Democrat presidential candidate, which is, he's going to fucking lose if he goes that far. The reason, besides that this is so important is because there's a new docuseries out about Epstein that just came out on Netflix. Okay, I'm sure everybody's going to be watching it if you haven't already. I just started it this morning, and I will be dissecting it on a later show. There's a lot that's been left out, and it's absolute bullshit. But it's predictable, and I'll tell you why. So that was the New York Times, right? The New York Times plans on twisting the readers' minds. Okay, this is Netflix. Ambassador Susan E. Rice appointed to Netflix board of directors. All right. Netflix Inc. announced today the appointment to its board of directors as Ambassador Susan E. Rice, a former U.S. National Secretary Advisor and ambassador to the United Nations. Ambassador Rice is currently a distinguished visiting research fellow at American University's School of International Service, non-resident senior fellow at the Belfer Center for Science and International Affairs at Harvard's Kennedy School of Government, and contributing opinion writer for the New York Times. So there's that. The article goes on to say, we are delighted to welcome Ambassador Rice to the Netflix board, said Netflix co-founder and CEO Reed Hastings. For decades, she has tackled difficult, complex global issues with intelligence, integrity, and insight, and we look forward to benefiting from her experience and wisdom. They look forward to benefiting financially. Because later says, if I can find it, Well, now that I'm looking for it, I'm not gonna be able to find it. But she was donating to them, or they were donating to her. My bad. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. But anyway, she was donating, or they were donating to her and to the DNC. Oh, it might be in this one. So Obama's Netflix deal inked with help from Bundler Buddy. This is the article I was talking about. So first, if I can go back really quickly, this was published, this Netflix article, on March 28th, 2018. Okay. So they appointed Susan E. Rice, and the article was March 28th. Then this article, May 30th, 2018, Obama's Netflix deal inked with help from Bundler Buddy. So the Obamas have a hand in Netflix as well. Netflix Chief Content Officer Ted Sarandos celebrated Barack and Michelle Obama as among the world's most respected and highly recognized public figures in announcing a deal last week for the Obama family to produce films and series for the streaming service. We are incredibly proud they have chosen to make Netflix the home for their formidable storytelling abilities. Yeah, their storytelling abilities, like how he didn't take us from 2 wars to 7 and fucking drone strike all these innocent civilians and build the cages that Trump's using at the borders. When Sarandos didn't mention What Sarandos didn't mention, he and his wife have long been donors and friends to the Obamas, having raised more than $500,000 as bundlers for the president's campaign in 2012. His wife, Nicole Avant, was also appointed by Obama as ambassador to the Bahamas, serving from 2009 to 2011. Oops. You see how they steer the narrative here? You see why you come to YouTube for your news and why you watch shows like Backyard Politics? Hello. Are you fucking kidding me? So, they've got Susan E. Rice working for them. Then they've got the Obamas working for them. They're all donating to each other, okay? And in this Epstein docuseries, which it has so many issues with it, they show a photo of how terrible Epstein is by associating him with Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein was a gigantic donor to the DNC, Obamas, Clintons, etc. All right? And just because I criticize the left does not mean I'm pro-right. I'm criticizing the left from the left because there is no left party here, okay? So, we go on to Maria Farmer's tweet, and we follow each other on Twitter. She tweeted on May 14th, "That is what I would like to know. I would never have done this project had I known. Patterson is a scumbag who fiddles with the truth and betrayed Epstein survivors with his choice in this doc series." So I wrote, fun fact, Obama's on the board of Netflix. All right. She retweeted that. She retweeted that. This is how information is spread, okay? And if you just Google James Patterson, guess what pops up? Actually, I use Acacia usually because they plant trees, but same difference. Look him up, okay? Bill Clinton and James Patterson again team up for political thriller. Do you see how they're steering the narrative? They are going to make this Epstein thing, I can already tell you without finishing it, seem like it's done because he died. He killed himself, which he did not fucking kill himself. He did not fucking kill himself. He's a narcissist. Narcissists don't kill themselves. They just don't. They think that they're entitled to everything and they're in control and nobody can question them or anything that they do. He's a fucking narcissist. He is a fucking narcissist. Everybody that he has ties to are fucking narcissists. Leslie Wexner is the head of the snake in the United States, as Maria Farmer has said. And I encourage you to watch my previous videos on Epstein and also check out Whitney Webb. Her on Twitter, she has interviews with Maria Farmer. She had like a 3-hour conversation. And then also she was on Tim Dillon on his show, his podcast. And I have clips from that in my previous Epstein video. And then also Graham Elwood from the Political Vigilante. He has an entire playlist dedicated to the Epstein saga. So there's some places that you can actually find out your real information on this. I will be dissecting the docuseries as soon as I finish it. So just go into it knowing that you're only going to get a fraction of the truth. And it is steered by people like Susan Rice and the Obamas and people in power who have money and who want this to be forgotten about, because if we're talking about things like the coronavirus, we're not talking about Epstein. All right? So, for the truth, hit the like button, share this video, subscribe to this channel. I appreciate all of you. Leave a comment down below. Love to hear from you. And yeah, until next time, Medicare be with you.